Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to FTB Interactions. Now, I've been gone for a little while, been under the weather, so last few recordings I've attempted to do pretty much just got scrapped because either I was so out of it I didn't even click the record button, or I was hacking all over the place, so didn't bother keeping it. But I thought I'd take a minute and do a really quick recap on what we've been doing. So just for starters, a huge chunk of the base has been built. It just looks like a black blob on the map right now, but once all the aesthetics are added, things will be looking nice. Now, first off, the fuel system has been modified. It is now pushing everything to a chemical building, and we got everything looking nice over here. All of the tanks have been moved over to there, and I now have kind of a little system to where it puts it in here first if it can, and then it dumps excess, so that's always producing chemicals, because I was trying to get some of this stuff filled up on the other side. Over here, I did initially try building this on camera, and there is one that's incomplete, so we'll go through this one real quick here in a little bit after we get the rubber system and stuff going. But essentially what this does is this section here pulls all of the saplings from here and turns it into either ammonia or ethanol. And then this one is taking all of the saplings from that tree farm and doing the same thing. This is going to be doing plant balls from the rubber farm, because there's going to be a bunch of plant balls coming from it. So that's what this is going to do. So that's the plan on that. So we got ammonia cooking. We got ethanol going. But before we can really get this system going, we're going to need sulfur. So I got in here a bunch of parts for a full sulfur processing system that we're going to build inside here. And we'll get that done. We'll try to do that here on cameras, get the sulfur going, and get that ready to split into the two systems. We're going to have one system set up with a chemical reactor that will deal with the rubber, because God knows we need rubber. And then the other one is going to be sulfuric acid, because we need ethylene and to make the vinyl chloride and whatnot. So we got the ethanol, we just need sulfuric acid to make the ethylene. We're going to need a lot of sulfuric acid. It's going to be used in a lot of different things. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up an ore processing system just for sulfur ore, and then branch that in a round robin to two different setups, one to make sulfuric acid and one to make rubber. And then that way it's going to evenly distribute between the two systems. So over here is what my friend Hakera has called the tankocalypse. It is a crap ton of tanks. And they're going to store all of our various chemicals. As you see here, we have quite a bit of ethanol storing already. We got about 4 million buckets. We will totally blow through that because we're not producing anywhere near enough. We got only a little bit of chlorine stuff. I may have to set up an overflow system because I want chlorine all the time. So I may set something up with that. Decent amount of fluorine, not a whole lot. We didn't get a whole lot from the latest topaz processing. And I only got 500 buckets of ammonia. And this here is making me think that we may need to go a different route for our nitric acid and ethanol processing. So, because I believe ammonia goes to nitric acid, if I remember correctly, that is the one. Ammonia and oxygen, nitric oxide, or where are you? There you are. So ammonia and oxygen to nitric acid. Okay, so yeah, and we need 8 buckets of nitric acid to even make the tetranitromethane. So with that in mind, I think we're going to end up going a different route for that. How are we on acetone, though? Ethyl acetate. That seems fine. Why do I only have this much acetone? Where did it all go? It's acetone. I had a lot more than this. Acetic acid's there. Acetone is not. In fact, this is all recent production. The acetone is completely emptied. Are you on a chunk line? You're not even on a chunk line. Well, that is unfortunate. An entire tank of acetone gone. Alright, we'll have to look into that. We may end up going to a full AE liquid setup after all. Because there was at least several million buckets of acetone in here. There should be 5 times the amount of methanol acetate. So yeah, we should be at 5 million buckets. This got wiped. I will have to fix that. And I will fix that. But we will fix that later. Because that ain't gonna fly. We are not gonna have a bug wiping our content. So outside of that, yeah, see, that further confirms that a bug killed it because the trash can's off. Glycerol's still there. Nitrogen's there. Sulfuric acid is there. Alright. Well, anyway, this is our chemical location, and it is apparently not stable. I thought if I only had... because I know the fluid conduits can wipe the tanks. So I didn't use fluid conduits, but apparently they can just randomly wipe out. So we may end up going to a full AE system. I will have to look into that once we get to space, which will be soon. We'll be doing space here soon. We're almost ready to safely deal with space. We have stabilized our altar, so we can make peace candles. And the main thing we're going to need to be able to make the peace candles is this binding agent, which It requires 800 minimum will, so at least a common Tartic gem, which you see I do have common gems here. So we got to charge those up, and we're going to be making peace candles, and we're going to be placing them in a pattern to cover like every so many blocks. And the reason we're going to be using peace candles for that is the Lucerna rituals cover a lot, but they don't prevent all mobs. There are certain mobs that will still spawn, which is unfortunate because they're supposed to prevent all of them, but the missile launching spiders still spawn apparently. So we'll have to deal with that. But first things first, let's kind of get a little bit of nether sulfur ore, and then get our system ready to make rubber and sulfuric acid. We're going to need 2 chemical reactors for that, so we'll build those on camera as well, and get everything sorted. Just kind of sort this a little bit so I have just a little extra room in here, and put that away. And yeah, so I think we'll go with that. So with that in mind, I'll just go ahead and turn on the auto collect there and home sulfur. Because I misspelled my home. Of course I did. Alright. So this is the sulfur and ardite node that I found. It works. It's not perfect. It is in a area right next to lava, but it's what we got. So, not sure why it opted to skip. Just because that was weird. And you need to be on. Cool. Yeah, that's weird. It's skipping the ardite ore. That's actually really annoying. Alright. What else am I collecting? What other ores am I getting here? Netherrack. I don't want netherrack going in here. Stibnite, okay. I don't want magma blocks going in here. Let's see here. Gee, I already have you in here. Alright, so it's just gonna ignore my filter then, isn't it? I wonder though. If I was to put you in here. Nope, netherrack still goes in. Alright. So we'll just turn the auto collection off and I'll manually put it in there. Go ahead and put that in there. Make a little more room. And we'll just go ahead and do a little bit of mining here. I won't bore you guys with that part of this, but we will be right back. Alright, so we got ourselves a decent amount of ore. I am now just kind of unloading it just to get ourselves sorted here. And let's go ahead and grab these out of here as well while we're at it, because we're going to be using them. And do I want to, you know, I'm going to store all of this over here. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to need at least 5 motors to run this system. We're gonna need 2 more to also process the 2 other things that we're gonna have going, and we're gonna need a couple of centrifuges as well for this system. But first, we'll deal with the this system first, and then we'll separate the other system out. Now, do I have enough cable to run this? I'm going to need at least 8x cable. I may need to get a little bit going. Did I leave the rubber in there? I did. Alright, did I make any cable? I did. We were partially prepared. So we'll slip that in there. And get a bunch of this gold cable made. Herp. I put it in the wrong one. Because while I have rubber in there, all the cable is being made over here. I was actually making conveyors in this one, I think. I do have a steel drum though, so bloop. Because we're probably gonna need the rubber. Well, just cap that one off and let it run, making us cables. Alright, and then we'll come over here and start getting our system set up. Now I'm thinking of setting up like another little like mini row here for it, because we have all this, so it's like, why not? And we're gonna have multiple machines going. So let me go in here. Let me see how many motors I have left. I got a decent amount still left, so we're good in that regard. And C3. Am I doing 3 spaces between each system? Yeah. 2, 3. So we know we're going to need 5. We also know that if we added 4 more, we'll be able to bring in the other system. So what I think we will do is we will go ahead and get like another row of cabling going, because we got that cable right there, and we'll just kind of stick some on the top too, and we'll just run it all in one system and just have a 16x cable going through here. I think that's what we'll do, because if I do, yeah, that'll work. That'll work. And then we can kind of round robin it at the end. I think that'll do nicely. And what I'll do is grab this. Does this throw fit being on the top? Doesn't seem to. So we got the 5. How many did I normally do here? I was actually doing 7 on these. And then I said I needed 2 more. So we'll do them actually on this end. Keep it closer to the other machines for the sake of loss. Or I could just actually connect them directly to the machines. I'm really thinking about it. I mean, there'll be gaps here and there, but if I didn't want to deal with the loss, that would make it to where it was lossless. And then I can just have the cabling in the back. Alright. So we'll start right there. And then I'll take the first cache, place it here. And that will control our sulfur. But I think I'm going to actually pull that back up because I want to get a conveyor to pull these into the first macerator right from the get-go, I think. I also want a barrel. I want a barrel so that we can toss the stone, but keep just a little of it. Let's see. Don't need barrels in here. Don't got any in there. What on here? None of those. None there. None there. I guess I used all of them when I built the last system. So we're going to have to make some barrels. Or at least a barrel. Or I can just do a trash can with a priority overflow. And only make it to where only stone dust is whitelisted. That might be better. Because I don't want the stone dust at all. I got tons of stone dust. I am up to my ears in stone dust from other ore processing. And this isn't even going to be the primary ore processing. So yeah, the more I think about it, the more that sounds like the better option. So let's do that. Let's do that. We'll make a filter. We're going to need several filters, actually. We're going to need at minimum 3. Yeah. All right. So we'll make ourselves some Ender IO filters. Get that done. Did I have any iron places lying around? Nope. How are we? Cables, that's good, but we're not using cables anymore, so it's moot point anyway. Alright, so while we're doing that, waiting on that. I said I wanted a conveyor. I should have a conveyor here somewhere. I don't need more than an LV conveyor, and the reason I don't need more than an LV is because the Mace Raiders, they're not gonna, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna go through more than 8 items a second. And then as I say that, I'm like doubting myself, so now I'm like wondering if maybe I should just make the HV conveyor and just deal with it. Do I have the motors for it? I do. Alright, let's just go ahead and do that. We're only gonna need the one. And actually, I'm doubting if we even need that now that I think about it. Because we're gonna have conduit anyway. But because I want nice clean things, we'll go ahead and at least get one. Do I have a screwdriver on me? Yes. Plates are done. The story of my life. Never, ever enough chests. Alright, so we got our chests. I should have paper. Yeah, I do got some paper in here. Yeah, we're good on paper, so we will get this done. Alright, so there is that. Do I have the wrench in here? Yep. Plop, there's our hopper. Take the wrench, toss her back in there. Yada yada yada. Waste an arrow. Grab 12 paper. Get ourselves a very basic item filter. And I have Ender IO conduit, so that should be all we need. Should be all we need. Although the more I think about this, I'm gonna need more filters. I'm gonna need more filters. Yeah, because I'm gonna have to move stuff around the entire system. Alrighty then, I will get a whole bunch of these filters made, and we will be right back. Alright, now I think we have all of the filters we need. So now that we have that, let's just go ahead and get, let's make sure I don't have a trash can on me. Yada yada yada. No. So let's go ahead and get a trash can made. And then move forward with our grand plan. Of getting this done. Bloop. Alright, we got a trash can, so all the pieces are in place. And we're gonna get started. So yeah, pretty much this system is going to be reserved for one sole purpose, and that purpose is processing sulfur. Processing sulfur, that's going to be its sole purpose. Now, first we're going to want to get this conveyor connected to here. And we're going to want to set it to import. It imports 64 a second, which is good. Then we're going to plop our sulfur thing. It's already pulling it in. So awesome. Now, once we got that connected here and turned on, it will start macerating and doing its thing. And we're actually going to kind of want that. So we're going to go ahead and preemptively get our fuel system going. I'm just gonna grab a barrel full of biodiesel, and while I'm at it, let's go ahead and get a mapping for this biodiesel. We're going to need one servo. Alright, that gets that going. Let's bind you to that. See, 124,508. Bam. Alright, and we'll just plop this into here, and that will keep that barrel full for us. So that keeps the system going. We now have a macerator running. That's going to give us some byproducts that we'll use for mapping all of this. Now the first thing I'm going to set up is I'm just going to plop that trash can like right frickin' there. And we're going to get some of our conduits here. Place that right there. And in this case, it is netherrack. We also want it whitelisted for stone dust. So let's go and grab a stone dust as well. Just one. Cool. Although now I'm thinking about netherrack dust can be centrifuged into more sulfur, but I'm not worried about that right now. We're not even going to deal with it. So we're gonna whitelist stone and take this, and we're gonna whitelist netherrack dust. And that will be what is allowed in that one. Netherrack dust and stone dust. We'll just plop this in here because I do not need these on me. So, now that we got that set up, this will stop working here in a minute, which is actually what I want. The next thing is we need to get a ore washer set up, and for that I'm gonna need a water line, and I have one right there. So do I have any ender fluid conduits left? Let's find out. I do. How fortuitous. So we have this line right here. And then we have the fluid line. We're just going to kind of connect the fluid line this way. Just along this, keep it nice and neat. And bring it right there. Alright, so that gives us our fluid line. And I didn't really think this through, but that is okay. And we're going to plop our ore washing plant right here. Now I'm going to set this to hover real quick because I need to change this insert to blue. But we will get that done real quick. Bloop. And it is filling with water. Excellent. Alright, now where are my motors? There we go. So that takes care of the ore washing plant. Now let's take a look at what the thermal centrifuge needs for the purified. It's only 60 EU ticks, so we should be okay with one motor. We should. Because even at double speed, it's not going to use the 512. Even at 4 times the speed, it wouldn't use the 512. So we should be okay there. Now, connecting this, we are going to grab our whitelists, and we're going to just grab a little bit of this. We're going to whitelist this ore and place it there. So that ore is only going into this washing plant. And we'll place our thermal centrifuge. And like a similar setup you can do for pretty much any type of ore. I'm doing this only for sulfur, so I'm not going to use like a memory chest for the dusts. But if you were doing a larger one, you would have a memory chest set up for the dusts. And that's how you would deal with that. And we have a centrifuge here. And I placed the wrong block. I didn't even know I had machine holes on me. Good to know. There we go. All right, so this one is only going to accept, see, this is where we get the stone dust. So that makes me glad that I have that. Only going to accept the purified. So we'll get ourselves this, and we'll just set this up as well. And so on and so forth for the entire system. And we're going to see how that's holding power-wise. It is holding well. All right. That is awesome. So we're going to take one of these. And we're going to take some of this, because the last two machines are going to be for those specifically. So we got our packer, and I need a circuit for this now that I think about it. I need a circuit at configuration 1. So let's quickly grab that. We'll just take this basic electronic circuit, plop you in there, and grab that. +1. And head back. And that lets us know that this is going to be configuration 1. Now, this we're only going to allow the tiny sulfur dust in here, nothing else. That will be so only that goes in that one. And it's going to pull out the sulfur and put it in the box when we're done. And go ahead and get you set up as well. And place you here. And you're going to be the last macerator. Place you there. Whitelist that. All right. And that makes it to where the macerator only accepts the dust. And the last one, it seems a little crazy to whitelist sulfur on this one, but that's what I'm going to be doing, because this could at some point get emptied out, So I'm just going to go ahead and whitelist it. And we're going to set the extract to a completely different color for this system. Alright, so we now have all of this on. It should be all fully configured. So if I turn each of their respective parts on, the whole system should turn on and start processing the various materials. And I already got 38 sulfur there. So this looks like it's processing very well. Alright, so we got that running. That takes care of the ore processing side of things. Alright, so now we need to do the other side of things, which is going to be the sulfuric acid and the rubber. For that, we're going to need 2 centrifuges, and we're going to need 2 chemical reactors and a little bit of magic. So let's go ahead and get the 2 centrifuges built and get the 2 chemical reactors built. And we'll let this run and build up sulfur while we're waiting. Now this isn't going to be our only sulfur system. As you see, I don't have a whole lot of sulfur. I didn't get a whole lot in that run. I'm going to have to do a lot of mining to be able to do that. This is just going to be kind of an initial system, because once we get oil going, we'll have a lot more sulfur to work with. And we will probably set up some sort of wireless item transfer, whether it be through blood magic item nodes such as this, or other such things. May end up going with the routing nodes, because we can make the filters for those now. So that may be what we do, is when we get the oil system set up over there, we may just process and bring it over here. But for now, this will help get us started down that route. And we can probably expand this to be any type of sulfur. I could probably make it to where I empty this out and I just put sulfur in here. Different types of sulfur, if there's other types. Alright, so we got that going. Let's get the other pieces of this endless puzzle going. So to make a centrifuge, I need 2 of these. That's not too bad. That's actually really easy. Since I have all of these machine holes just laying around there. Do I have any more machine holes? Because I'm going to need 1 more. Yep. Alright. So we're going to need 8 motors. Is it 8 motors? Actually, it might only be 4 motors. We need 4 motors. And we're going to need 8 circuits. Which we are almost out of circuits, so I'll have to keep that in mind. And some gold cable. Do I have gold cable on me? Yes. Alright, so there's our 2 centrifuges. Now we need the 2 chemical reactors. Which is just... okay. So plop that down there. Plop these down here as well. Oh, nope, those go up. Those stay right there. So I need 2 circuits. Or is it 4 circuits? 4 circuits. 4 circuits. 2 motors. I have a steel rotor here. Do I have more steel rotors in one of these? Yep. And 4 glass. Alright, there's our 4 glass. And bloop, bloop. Alright, so there's our chemical reactors. Now we're going to have to kind of cheat just a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the ender conduit up through here just to kind of get it connected to the sulfur system. And because we need water for that. And then we will go from there. So let's see here. Centrifuges first, and we're going to need to connect items to this as well. So I may need to connect to the system completely because I'm going to need this connected and this connected. And this insert is green. And this has a negative priority. So this should be the lowest for the overflow. I might want to take a moment and change the color of this system to like fuchsia or orange or something. So let's do that. Orange. The sulfur system is always orange. Alright, and I have red for that right now. That shouldn't affect, it might affect that. So we'll go purple for the chemical system. Alright, so that's pulling everything out good, good. We are packing, we got 181 sulfur so far. Plenty of ore pending. I'm not really getting a secondary because this is not processing as fast as I thought it would. We may need to set up an intermediary cache for this. And that's okay. Let's do that. Because I was not expecting it to take that much longer, given that it's HV. But that's fine. Alright, back. We'll just set up an intermediary cache like right here. First though, place that there. And we're going to put that in there. So, good. We're building our secondaries again. Alright, lock you. And we will plop you right up here. Cool. Now this is going to be orange on insert. And lime on extract. I'm going to change this to lime. And I'm going to upgrade this to be here. And then turn that on. So this system will always push it into here first and then pull it into this. And then everything will be magical and everyone will be happy. Alright, so now the good news is we now get to get this other stuff going. So I'm going to want one centrifuge right there. I'm going to have a node right here. I'm going to have I'm like rethinking the system here. All right, so yeah, because it'll be pulling the parts out. And I'll just set up a cache to hold the rubber. Alright, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll set up a cache over there to hold the rubber with an overflow. And just connect it to the same system. Same with the plant balls. So we need 2 more caches. And then the centrifuge needs to be there next to a thing. Yeah, 2 centrifuges next to it because of the fluids. Because one's going to give methane, one's going to glue. So, blop, blop. And then the 2 chemical reactors will be right there, and we'll use a interfluid conduit to push it into another one. So yeah, that's what we'll do. And we have an Enderman here, so we're not going to waste our Enderman. Did that just give me 7 pearls? Alright then. we'll take it. All right, so it's processing the last of it now. Oh yeah, we got a decent amount from that. I mean, it was 100 and something ore, 200 ore, and we're already beyond the amount of ore we had because we have this here and we're getting all of these byproducts. So that's working out. Though I may need... I don't know if this will have overage as well. So we may need to completely reevaluate our system here. I may have to have another cache right there for overage. And then we'll just have the items and fluid going through a system straight to a single point. So that may be what ends up happening. The more I think about it, the more I think that's what's going to happen. Am I hearing another one? Where'd he go? Well, he's not here anymore. Oh well. So now the purple, we want round robin enabled. This is going to be, did I choose purple or magenta? I choose purple. All right. So that will be purple. And that one is purple. We're not going to turn that on just yet, but we have that set up for round robin for both of those. And I think I'm going to have the export green. I'm going to have, or for over there to green, but I'm going to export it from the cache. As purple. And we're going to need 2 more filters. So while we're getting those filters done and we're getting this all set up, we will be back soonish. I think. Yep. So we will be back soon. I'm going to go ahead and get some filters made and get this, the last couple of parts for this ready, because I believe we need, for sulfur, we do need, oh no, we just need sulfur and water. So we don't need anything special for that. So it's like rubber. All right, cool. So then, yeah, I will get the filters I need for the inserts of these two, and we will be right back. All right, we're back. We just finished building the other two item filters, and we also grabbed some caches and kind of pre-populated those with some of the byproducts that we're going to be working with. And we're just going to kind of get those in place over here and get those connected. There's only one cache we're not going to be able to do just yet, but we'll get all of the other ones in place. Don't want the empty one just yet. We want this one. That's the rubber. And this one is the carbon dust. And then this one we'll place last. And what we're going to do is, I said, which color is this? We're going to go ahead and kind of do that. And I said the insert was going to be green. Actually, no, I have purple for item insert on this. That's right. That's right. Insert is going to be purple. Export is going to be green. So, what we're going to do first, though, is we're going to kind of whitelist two specific things here, and it looks like I need to actually whitelist a third. So, yeah, we'll get the first two set up, and then we'll work on the one for the reactor. So we're going to take one of these, whitelist that, toss you in here, and then we're going to take one of these, not on that one, and whitelist that one there, and we'll just actually, you know what? We'll just save both of these so that we can do a run of it. So this one is going to be sticky resin. This one is going to be rubber wood. And we will handle that from there. So going into this, which one is this? This is rubber wood. We'll place a rubber wood right there. And we'll place the rubber right there. So that handles the rubber and the rubber wood. And I will go and get one more filter made for that real quick. So let's grab more wood. Toss that in there for right now. get these plates going. I wonder, can I just do this? Oh, good. Save myself a step. Alright, so there's that filter. And I don't think I've forgotten any other filters. I should actually make one more filter. And the reason that I need to make one more filter is because the other chemical reactor, now I think about it, could, at some random chance, end up with a piece of wood or something like that in it, because this is my life. So we'll just get this done real quick as well. All right. Bloop. Bloop. And soon we will actually have a better functioning base built. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Because as we get all this stuff automated, we will start building more and more machines and getting things more and more centralized. So let's head back. Does this filter let you set limits? No. So there is a small chance this could at some point get choked up. Well, there's like no way to lock an item in there. Which means what I should really be doing with this is having a robotic arm and having it put the items into like a memory chest on the top. All right. Now this one I will set here because that one's going to be fine. And I'm still going to want both of these. In the whitelist. But yeah, I'm going to want to do a memory chest. I'm not going to want an insert on that one. I'm going to want it to go around into a memory chest. So, I should have a memory chest here. And I do. I need a robot arm though. Before I attach that. So, let's get that made real fast like. Put some of these up because I need space. We will pull them out as I need them. And let's get a robot arm set up. We're going to need a filter too for the robot arm. Is this zinc? Cool. 4 plates. Actually, only going to need 2 plates. Yeah. And what else is needed for the filter? Steel plate. Do I have any in storage? Nope. So I'll grab a steel plate as well. And then for the robot arm, we're gonna need 1, 2, 3 motors, which I got. Let's see, that's 4 plates plus 1 thing of arms or rods. Another set of rods. So we're gonna need 4 for plates, 2 for rods. So we got that. And we're good on motors. So oh, right, the steel. Do. Eventually this machine is going to be upgraded, but let's make all of our various parts. And then we will go into making the foil for the filter. And what we're going to do, we're going to specify exact amounts for it to put in. And we'll make it to where it will only do those exact amounts. All right. So our foil for the filter and this. So there is that. Did I put the hammer in my bag? Yep. And I did a boo-boo. I made more steel plates than I needed. I didn't make the rods. That's how you know this is real and raw. I make mistakes and they're not edited out. Though I do need to get some video editing done. They are not actually edited out at this point in time. So you get to see every mess up I do in all its glory. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Alright. Plop. 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 Oh. Alright, so there's the piston. And I believe the motors are like so. Rods. Cable. Circuit. And we have our robot arm. Alright, and I will take these extra 2 stainless plates and toss them in there for now. Alright, so we got the robot arm, we got the filter, we got all of this other stuff. We will put our hammer away because we don't need said hammer. We will need the screwdriver, so we will keep you and go from there. Alright. So first, I'm going to want exactly 9 of this. And I'm going to want 1 sulfur. Because the filter uses exacts. So once we get that placed in there, this will be working off of exacts. So we got that there. Turn this off. Alright, so we have the item filter. Supply exact, import. And that makes it to where it will only ever put in 1 or 9. So technically we could have kept it to being like 63 and 7, but this will keep it nice and orderly. And that's the whitelist, and there we are. We're good there. So now we just need to go ahead and get this placed. And now comes the fun part. So alright, so we have the sulfur placed there. We got the rubber in place there, and it's taking it out. Now, we don't really need more than that, so what we're probably going to do is, because there's at least 1 spot for sulfur, I'm not going to care if this chest fills up full of rubber. All I care is there's 1 slot for rubber, 1 slot for sulfur, and we're going to have a whitelist on a conduit anyway, so only sulfur and rubber is going to be able to even enter this. So it's not going to be the end of the world. If there isn't a thing for that. Alright, so that is now configured, and all we got left to do now is to configure the ones over there for pulling out, configure these for pulling out, and actually I think I'll go ahead and turn the extract on the items on, because the byproducts, except for this one, because that one's logs, but the byproducts will be coming through. Now, before taking a look at this to see how I'm going to do this, because I need to get water to the one, which I do have it set to blue, so we're good on that. But I also need, yeah, I think that's it. It was just the water. Are any of these set to anything other than green? Okay. So green is safe for fluids for this one. So I don't want fluids going in that one. I don't want any fluids going in this one. I don't want any fluids going in that one, and that one I have as blue for the fluids and green coming out. Alright, so that is pre-configured, and it's going up to that point. So we'll connect this here like so, and we do not want it putting anything in there, but it's gonna try anyway. Alright. So we have that going underground. We're gonna also go ahead and get our Eindhoven conduits going through here. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. And have that paired in there, because we'll be connecting that here shortly. Alright, so this is process all of the ore. It's got a little bit of purified backing up. So we're going to have to rethink this one too. All right. We are making adjustments on the fly. So we have that there. Let's do light blue for this. Alright, so that filter is, it's only taking that. And it's extracting. Although this has more than, so actually we want this to be orange. And the extract to be light blue. There we go. All right. So that is fine. Now, gotta get a blue, green out. There's not going to be any items coming out, so that's fine. There will be green items coming out of this. No, wait. No, there won't. This is... yeah, okay. This one's being handled totally by up there. So this is only this system that will be extracting. All right. And maybe I should set this as black extract used anywhere in this system. Black is not used. I may set this to black for fluid extract. Because I don't want to take a risk getting a cross contaminant here. All right. And let's go ahead and get this fluid extractor connected. Set you right there. Take you off. Insert will be black. We're not going to extract. And it's going to this position. And that will take care of the sulfuric acid and the one thing. So now all that's left really is connecting the system and turning on the part. So let's get some power to this. And I didn't think about that. But I can handle that. I can indeed handle it. Alright, so we take those off and take those back. So we are back to working right again. Alright, now let's connect these motors. And I don't have this auto exporting, right? No. Good. I know the methane and glue are in place, so I'm not worried about that, but I want to make sure that everything is turned off for the exporting. Alright, so that is now getting power to the various things. So we got a plant ball from that. And we got a wood pulp too. That is what I was wanting. That is what I need for the last cache that we actually don't have, because I used it on the other thing. But we'll make it. We will get our cache. And we will go from there. Could just steal that cache, actually. plates, wire, and ring. Do 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 do. Today in the news, Hachiuri has died of old age, waiting for a system to actually process stuff. Oh, I could steal this one too. Eh. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to steal this cache up here. Just for the time being. Just to get the system running. Because in the end, that's all that matters. Is that we have the system running. Now this wood pulp, being the last item we needed, is going to be used for fennel circuit boards. That's what we're going to be using it for. And I believe I said purple for all of these. I know it's green insert and purple export. So actually, no, we're gonna leave this to green for right now. Yeah, leave those green. This is going to be for inserting. So we'll just turn all these inserts on. What priority am I setting for these? 10? Guess as a precaution. Alright, so that has all of the byproducts right there. Now these two, I need to set the export to purple. Yeah. So turn that one on. Turn that one on. And then we just need to go down below and finish hook. Wow, that can't be any more convenient. It was like right there. And oh, herp. So that connects that system. And that connects that system. All right. One day I will build an elevator for this. Okay, insert purple. I don't see anything inserting. Did I turn them on? What was that? Oh. purple is turned on. It's turned on that one as well. It may not be connected that far. You know what? It's not. It is not. So we're gonna have to fix that. Do I have more conduit? I do. Which is funny because that means I now have that system and this one connected to the same thing. Alright. Now they're connecting and running. Good. Good, good, good. And now that I have this set up, I can start pulling the stuff out. Cool, and how are we doing on fluids? Alright. Also pull the fluids out and let that get processed. Alright. So that is done. Are you filling up? You are not filling up yet. Because I don't have the purple extract for you yet. So the rubber over here needs purple extract on. Is this one full of water? Okay. And this needs the purple extract on that with round robin set up. Why are you not filtering? Supply exact. Keep exact. All right. So raw pulp, sulfur. You know what? Let's disable that temporarily. Let's take a minute. All this sulfur out. Because we don't want all that sulfur in there. We're gonna block all this out. Did I not set you to extract? There you go. Alright, so we now have automated sulfuric acid and automated rubber. All in one simple, extraordinarily messy machine. And I think we will call it there. So we have basically built a sulfur ore all the way to rubber and sulfuric acid system. And this system will basically run as long as there is sulfur. And the good thing is we're getting plant balls and such as well, which we will be using the plant balls on this system over here once I get it all configured. So next episode, I think what we'll do is I will configure this system for plant balls, and we will look into getting the ethylene, polyethylene, and polyvinyl chloride sorted. I believe is what we'll do. And I think the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a overflow system for this and have it pull out of a cache and then have overflow, because I kind of want this going constantly. I always want there to be chlorine and hydrogen. So we're probably going to change this system up a little bit. And we'll do that on the next episode as well. So with that, have a wonderful day, and we will catch you next time. Goodbye.